The old saying goes that a picture is worth 1,000 words. Well, there's maybe not 1,000 words here I could say. I'd like to, but I don't want to take that much time. But this picture here, I saw this video come up in my feed and I just thought, how ridiculous. Stop panicking at the enemy, do this instead. And there's this weird creature thing there, and and this guy, he's got his muscles, he's flexing his muscles, and he's got a cross, and there's glowing. It's a glowing silver cross. Almost looks like some kind of crucifix or something. And Pastor Paula White. Okay. All right. Real quickly. There's no scripture at all for, I guess it's supposed to be the devil, looking like this with the ram's horns and whatever else and things. He's the anointed cherub that covereth in Ezekiel chapter 28. But it doesn't say he looks like that. Okay, with fangs. Where does the Bible say he's got fangs? All right, where does the Bible say his eyes glow yellowish orange like that guy there or whatever else? He's listed as a great red dragon in Revelation chapter 12, or 13, excuse me. No, it's chapter 12 as well. Okay, he walks about as a roaring lion. He appears as an angel of light. Interesting. And we'll look at that verse here in just a minute. But where does the Bible ever say that a cross can be held by a Christian and it wards off the devil? I don't know if he's going, well, maybe he's kind of reaching for the cross there in that picture. Maybe he's saying, oh, let me have it. That's one of my favorite symbols or something. I mean, Jesus wasn't executed on a Christian cross. He was executed on a pagan Roman cross. Okay, remember that. Now you can have, if you have a cross around or something like that, well, I have it there to remember that I'm supposed to crucify my flesh and things. Yeah, it's a little bit, I wouldn't call it a graven image, but at the same time, you really don't need to have a cross around. But it certainly is not some kind of powerful spiritual weapon that you can fight the devil with. All right, so that's kind of nutty. But let's look here at the scriptures, what the scriptures say about the pastor, a female pastor. 1 Timothy chapter 2, verse 12. But I suffer not a woman to teach, nor to usurp authority over the man, but to be in silence. And then it goes on to say some more things there about that. Let's go to the next chapter. This is a true saying, if a man desire the office of a bishop, he desireth a good work. There was some new version I reviewed many years ago, and it said, if anyone desires the office of a bishop. But then it goes into this, they couldn't cover it up as it continues here. A bishop then must be blameless, the husband of one wife. That's a man. Okay, and you read down through there, it's a man. It's clearly a man. There's no scripture at all for female preachers. None. Especially a wingnut like Paula White. All right, absolutely crazy there. But let me show you another verse of scripture here that ties into this whole thing of Paula White, which is why you need to stay away from witches like that. And I do believe she's a witch. She's bending, shaping, and changing reality. Okay, 2 Corinthians chapter 11, beginning in verse 13. For such are false apostles, deceitful workers, transforming themselves into the apostles of Christ. And no marvel, for Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light. Here are all these papists, and they come out and they say, Jesus appeared to me at the foot of my bed, and he was this beautiful, like, angelic light emanating from him. And it's called Lucifer. Therefore it is no great thing if his ministers also be transformed as the ministers of righteousness, whose end shall be according to their works. Right there. Just absolutely wicked woman. Not going to do a whole video or something on her, exposing her. If you can't figure it out, God help you. But I had to just say something about that picture. It's so ridiculous. So over the top, just stupid. Holding a cross, And I mean, what's the point of having his arm, his sleeve rolled up and he's, looks like he's got big muscles, Again, where's that at in Scripture? I do read about having no confidence in the flesh. Cursed is the man that maketh the flesh his arm. In other words, that's how he arms himself. That's how he protects himself. Nowhere in Scripture you're ever going to read about Paul or, Peter or James or John or Jesus himself being, really, what do they call it now, the modern term, stacked or something. I forget. It just means that you have big muscles. And you have to show those off. That's what these modern churches do. I'm going to go with my muscle shirt and show off my muscles with my big tattoos on them too, and just, oh, look at me. Oh, the devil's impressed, I'm sure. And crosses have no power at all, right? None. So I just thought I'd say that. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. As always, thank you for watching.